Hello everyone, welcome to MySQL Store Procedure tutorial part 2 and I am Chetan. In today's session, I will explain that how to drop stored procedure and modes of parameter. So let us quick look at the topics to be covered in today's session. First of all, we will see how to drop stored procedure. Then we will see little bit theory of the particular parameter mode, that is in, out or in out. And we will see examples of stored procedure with the parameter modes. Now start with the dropping of stored procedure. Before the dropping of stored procedure, you must have to know how to write and execute the stored procedure, and if you still don't know how to write and execute this stored procedure, then you should have to watch my previous video. So dropping of stored procedure is just like a dropping of table from the database. That means deletion of the table from the database. Here in this case of stored procedure, deletion of stored procedure from the database. Dropping of stored procedure means deletion of stored procedure from the database. Here is the syntax. In the syntax, you can see first what you have to write. You have to write drop. This is fix. Then procedure. This is optional if exist. I will explain it with example, and you have to write procedure name. Suppose your procedure name is get all product, then you have to write drop product get all product. No need to write bracket. Okay, you can write this statement like this also. Okay, the difference between both these statements are if exist. Okay, I will explain it what is the difference between it with example. So let us start with the example. Okay, so as you know, we always do our practical with the SQL Yog, and before that I have to start XAMPP server. Once the XAMPP server start, I have to start the MySQL services of the XAMPP server. It is start. Okay, then I have to run SQL Yog. It is directly connected with my database, so no need to write new connection. If you do not get this screen, then you have to connect it with your database. So let us look at the, is there any stored procedure available? Yes, both there are two stored procedure available. Okay, if I want to drop this stored procedure get phone number, then I can drop this stored procedure with this. The first word drop, then procedure, then get phone number. Okay, this stored procedure is now deleted, but you cannot find, you cannot see, because you can see what both stored procedure are placed over here, but once you refresh the database, you will not find it over here. Sorry. So now I am going to delete another stored procedure, that is get as number. Okay, but I am going to explain the if exist keyword. Why if exist keyword are, suppose if our database contain so many stored procedures, suppose more than thousands of stored procedure, and sometimes if we by mistake delete some stored procedure, and if you want to delete it, if we will try to delete that stored procedure again, then MySQL returns, MySQL generates an error. Suppose if I want to delete get as, I consider this stored procedure was exists in the database right now, it is not available. Okay, or by mistakenly I have written the wrong name of the stored procedure, then what will happen? We will get this error, procedure classic models dot get as does not exist. And if you do if exist, then it will not generate an error. Okay, that is the difference. Means one, if you have no idea that this processor exists in the database or not, and you have to write this if exist. Okay, when you should have to write this, because whenever you're writing any procedure, okay, new procedure, and because MySQL does not allow to procedure with the same name, so first of all you have to drop that procedure, and if you do not know that procedure exists or not, then before writing the new procedure you have to drop it. Okay, then again you have to write the drop procedure. We will see it while altering the stop. We will see in the session, in the next session, when I will explain the how to alter the store procedure. Okay, so two ways we can delete or drop the store procedure. First is drop procedure name, drop procedure and name of the procedure, and second way is drop procedure and keyword if exist. Okay, so if I want to delete, not exit, exists, get SR number, execute. Now it is deleted, but it is not reflected over here. For that I have to refresh this object browser. So refresh this database and you will not find the name of the store procedure. Now there is no store procedure. If you want to check is there any store procedure, then show, you have to write this command status. There is no store procedure. Get all product, there is this store procedure but related to different database, that is MySQL database. In classic models there are no store procedures available right now. Okay, that's it in the case of dropping of store procedure. Now next session is store procedure parameter modes. MySQL supports three different modes of parameter. First one is in, second one is out, and third one is in out. Means in is used for input, out is used for output, and in out can be used for in out, either can be used for in or out. That means it can be worked as a in or out as per the requirement. So now we see the syntax of declaring parameter in the store procedure. Okay, up to this or in the previous lecture or previous session I explained how to write store procedure, as well as I explained one example of store procedure, but that store procedure did not take any argument. But right now whatever the example I will explain in later part of this session, all that store procedure will take an argument. Okay, syntax of defining a store procedure, you just have to remember this syntax, but I will explain it with example. That means you have to first specify the parameter mode, then name of the parameter, then data type of the parameter. Here description of the syntax: first specify the modes of the parameter, that is either in, out or in out. Second, specify the name of the parameter, and third, specify the data type and length of the parameter. Okay, so let us start with the in parameter. In is the default mode. It is also called as read only mode because it is used for input of arguments. It is used for input. Remember this. It indicates that the parameter can be passed into the store procedure, but that any modification are not returned to the following program. I will explain it with example. So I will explain in parameter mode with three different examples. First, we will create one procedure that will print all the offices of the particular country, example USA. Second, we will create one store procedure to print all the details of the customer, whose last name is Frick. And third, we will create a store procedure to count how many number of orders are shipped. So let us start with the first example. As you know, first of all we have to change the delimiter. If you do not know how to change the delimiter, then you should have to watch my previous video. You will set delimiter $$ over here, and again I have to change delimiter at the end. Okay, in between I have to write the procedure code. So to write any procedure, we have to write create procedure. What is the first example over here? All the offices of the particular country. Then I will give, or I will set its name, get office by country. This is the procedure name. Okay, so where do I have to set the parameters? I have to set the parameter in this. Okay, just like we specify the parameter in the function in the C language. So the syntax was, first I have to specify the parameter mode, that is in this case we will use in. Then country, it is the name of the parameter, or I can say C country, customer country. Then data type, the data type of this parameter must be, I am using this store procedure on for this customer table, so I have to find out the country. Okay, over here the data type of this parameter must be same. That means here, if here it is written the data type varchar 50, it must be varchar 50 or more, that is varchar 60, 70, 80, must be same as columns data type. Again I am saying the parameter, sorry, the data type of the parameter, the data type of the parameter for which you are using this column. Not getting? Okay, again explain. Again I am going to explain. I am going to specify the parameter name C underscore country. The data type of this parameter must be identical or must be same as the data, as the columns data type. Here I am using this parameter for this country column, then the data type must be varchar 50. Okay, close the bracket, then begin and delimiter. Okay, so create a stored procedure to print all the offices. All the offices means all the details of offices. Sorry, it is not for customer, it is used for office. Okay, office or all the offices from, suppose, USA. Then get office by country, then country. Okay, here data type, it is working, it will work. Okay, begin, then I have to write the select star from offices where country is equal to C underscore country. Okay, it is working, it is compiled and created. Now we have to call this procedure. For the calling of procedure, I have to space, right, call, then what is the name of the procedure? Get office by country. Okay, copy, then paste, then I have to specify the country name in this. Okay, you got this, it is working. Same way I am going to create another procedure create a store procedure to print all the customers of the particular last name. Means we have to print out that the procedure will print all the customer of the particular last name. In this procedure we have to specify the last name, or we have to pass the last name of the customer. Again I have to change delimiter, then dollar dollar delimiter semicolon. Okay, in between I have to write the procedure name. Create procedure get customer by last name. So I have to specify what? Last name of what? Customer table. Okay, of the particular customer. So what is the data type of last name? Varchar 50. I have to spell. First of all, what should we have to write? Type of the parameter in, then last name. Okay, what is the data type? Varchar 50. Varchar 50. Then begin and dollar dollar. I have to specify the query create, select star from customers where contact last name equal to what? Whatever the name we will pass to this procedure, that is in this case last name. Run. Okay, there is no error, it is created and compiled fine. Now what I am going to do in the next step, I am going to call this procedure. For call I have to write call, then procedure name, then specify the last name. Here in this case, what is our last name? Frick. Frick. Frick and semicolon. Okay, it is working. Last name Frick. You have got all the records with last name Frick. Okay, it is working. So up to this we have created two procedure. First procedure get office by country, second procedure get customer by last name. Before I go for the third procedure, let us quick look at the dropping of the procedure, that is how to drop. If I want to drop this procedure get office by country, then I have to write what? Drop. I have to write what? Drop procedure, drop procedure, then name of the procedure. What is the name of the procedure? I can see over here get office by country. Okay, execute. Now it is deleted. Once you refresh this, you will not find out the get office by country procedure over here. Just like for the you can drop get customer by last name. Now we have to create another procedure, that is third procedure. Create a store procedure to print count. Print count means how many number of orders are shipped. So remember, let us try to write the code with me. First of all, what should we have to write? We have to specify the delimiter, that is in this case I am to specify dollar, then and delimiter with semicolon. Okay, in between this I have to write the procedure code. What is the first? Create procedure. What will be the name of the procedure? Get count. shipped order, get count order. Okay, in which this is the parameter mode, order shipped, this is the name of the parameter. Then what will be the data type of this? Then I have to look at the order table. Then it is a status. What is the status? O S H I double P, ship, sorry, S H I double P, or I can say order status. No need to write this same as the, you can specify as you want here the name of the parameter. Then data type varchar 15. Okay, then try to remember what should I do next. That is begin. Then and dollar dollar. Okay, now query select star from which table, orders, where status equal to O underscore status. Now I am going to execute it. Okay, it is successfully created and compiled. Now I am going to call this stored procedure. Call, what is the name of the procedure? Get count order. Get count order, I have to specify the status. Okay, that is shipped. Okay, we have got all the orders whose status shipped. Now again, if you want to check how many orders, let me check, is there any? Okay, suppose order number, I'm going to do one wrong entry or a 10230 right? Order date 18. Okay, sorry, wait, open table. I'm going to change duplicate entry for the, I'm getting error over here. Okay, now I'm going to change this status ship to deliver. VIID, sorry, DELIVERED, delivered. Then let me check whether I am getting this or not. DELIVERED, delivered. No, there is a problem. Okay, I got the problem. I have not saved it. Yes. Okay, resolved. Okay, I got this delivered. Okay. Now up to this we have created 3 different procedure, like to print all the offices of the particular country, to print all the customers whose last name is Frick, and to, okay, I did a mistake. I have to count all the total shipped order. Okay, then I have to change the procedure again. Delimiter $, semicolon, create procedure what is the name of get count order status. I'm going to create another new procedure. Then INO underscore status varchar 15, then write begin and $$ select count star from which table orders where status equal to O underscore status. Okay, it is created and compiled perfectly. Now I am going to call this, copy, then call, okay, then shipped. Okay, now you got the total number of counts, that is 302. Total number of 302 orders are there whose status is shipped. Okay, now you got it, the in parameter modes. Now we further move towards out parameter mode. In again, let me remind you, in parameter mode is for input purpose, and which is default mode. So now we focus on out parameter. Its initial value is null. It is also called write only mode, whereas in parameter is read only mode. This mode means that the store procedure can assign a value to the parameter, and that value will be passed back to the calling program. Whenever after calling the store procedure, if you want any value, then you should have to specify the parameter out. Okay, so let us quick look at the example. These three example we will do for the out parameter. Create a store procedure to get status of the particular order, create a store procedure to get email ID of the particular employee, create a procedure to get the count of the employee based on the job title. Okay, open. First time I am going to delete this query editor. Okay, read it twice. Create a store procedure to get status of the particular order. Means after, by providing the order number, we will get the status of the order, whether it is whether that order is shipped, on hold, resolved, delivered, etc, etc. Okay, I am going to create store procedure for that. What is the first? Delimiter. Don't forget to write, specify this and this. Okay, now create procedure. What is the name? What will be the name of this procedure? Get status of order. In this, we have to specify two parameters. First one is for input purpose and second one for output purpose. Why input purpose? Because we explicitly have to pass the parameter, have to pass the order number, and based on that order number, this procedure will will find out the status of that order, and it will give as a reply. Okay, the first parameter mode in name order number integer 11. Why integer 11? Because I am using this parameter for this column order number, so I have given data type is same as that column name. Then status out status order status, then varchar 15. Okay, now begin, then end dollar dollar. Now we have to write the query. Select, what should I have to select? Select status, and I have to store the status in what? In order status variable, because that is our output parameter. Be careful while you write the name of this parameter must be same as this. If you forget to specify one character, then you will get an error. Okay, if it does not match. Select status in from which table? Orders. Where? Order number equal to order underscore number. It must be same as this. Okay, now I'm going to run this. I'm getting an error. Why? Because I'm getting over here even error in SQL syntax, order status out order status, not in into. Let me again execute this. Okay, successfully it is created and compiled. Now I have to call this procedure. Okay, so before, in the last store procedure, what we have done, we have calling it by call and procedure name, and we have specified the argument over here. But in this case we have to return one argument. Our session starts from calling, then procedure execute, then return. Okay, so I have to specify session variable. No, session variable. How can I specify session variable? By writing @ symbol before the name of the variable. So I am going to create one session variable, set @status. You can specify any name over here. Okay, set @status, or you can directly specify in the argument also. I am going to give order number. Okay, suppose if you want to find out the order number this, then 10100, then status. Okay, once it is executed, the output will be stored in this, and if you want to print that output, then I have to write select @status. Okay, and we got shipped. Okay, if we specify, let me check it whether it is working for another or not. In process, what is the name? 10425 10425. Okay, 10, delete this, 425, execute. It is working in process. So I hope you might get it. The out parameter mode. Another one is we have to find out the email ID from the particular employee by entering its employee number. Okay, so I am going to create another procedure, delimiter. Don't forget to specify, then delimiter semicolon, then create procedure name. What is the name of the procedure? Okay, get email or get employee email. For that, I will pass the employee number, that is in parameter mode. Let me open employee table so that we can see the data type of every column. In employee, sorry, okay, we can write short name, e number, that is employee number. Okay, integer 11. You can give any name over here, but you should have to give appropriate name, so anyone can see your procedure and can identify or can understand what actually this procedure wants to do. Okay, e number, then email. Okay, that is out variable, e underscore email, then data type varchar 100, begin, and dollar dollar. I have to write the query in this. Select email into e underscore email. From which table? Employees, where employ employee number equal to e underscore number. Run it. Okay, it is working fine. It is created, it is compiled. Now we have to call this procedure. For that I have to call okay. I'm going to call this procedure in some another way. I'm not directly going to give employee number in the procedure as an argument, but I have to create one variable set at the rate number equal to 1002 set at the rate email equal to set at the rate email equal to null. Okay, then call procedure name, paste. What is the procedure name? You can copy email. This is the name of the procedure. Paste. First specify the number. You must have to remember the order, because if you enter the argument in some another order, it will give an error. Sometimes logical error, sometimes syntax error. Email. Okay, email will be stored in email variable. We have to print, then select add email. Don't forget to write this, because if you do not write this, you will not get the print. Okay, this is perfect. Now up to this we have created two different store procedure for out parameter mode as an out parameter mode example. Now I am going to create third procedure, in which create a store procedure to get count of the employees based on the job title. Okay, for that we have to refer employee table, open. What is the job title? Okay, if job, we have to count how many presidents are there, how many VP sales are there, how many VP marketing are there. Okay, again you have to create one store procedure, delimiter dollar dollar semicolon, then create procedure get job title. Get count job title. We have to give only job title name, or sorry, we do not have to. Okay, we have to pass only one variable, out count job title count. What is the count? Means integer. Okay, let me first read it. Get count of the employee based on the job title. Okay, count integer. I specified, no need to specify. Then begin. Okay, I have to specify job title. So in job title varchar 50, because we have to specify job title also na, that's why. And we will get count in this. Okay, then and dollar dollar select select count all, star means all, into job underscore title underscore count. Whatever the count this query calculate will store in this variable, which is whose parameter mode is out, from which table, employees, where job title equal to job underscore title. Okay, let me check whether it is job title spelling. Okay, perfect. Now what we have to do, we have to specify the job title and it will give the count. Okay, new query editor, call, what is the procedure name, get count by job title, get count by job title. What first we have to pass, we have to specify the job title. Okay, in this case we specify um, sales representative. Okay, sales representative, and add that out variable, that is count. Now we have to print, select, add count. Okay, run. Okay, there are total 17 sales representative employees are available. Okay, in the employee table. So up to this we have seen three different store procedure for the output parameter mode. Now we will see in out parameter mode. It is also called as read write mode, in out parameter mode. It can be used as a in parameter mode or it can be used as a out parameter mode. This mode means that the store procedure can read the parameter and that calling program can see any modification that the store procedure may make to that parameter. I hope you might wonder, if we have in out parameter, then what is the reason for in and out parameter mode? Okay, then I will explain in later. Okay, let us see the example of in out parameter mode. Let us see this. What this store procedure do, create store procedure in our parameter. Here counter is in out parameter and increment is in parameter. Okay, what does this store procedure do? When you, now you might go to your answer, when you want to use any variable or any parameter in assignment operator, then you should have to write, you should have to specify the parameter mode as in out. Or when you require to use only one parameter for the in and out, in that case you have to use in out. That I will explain it with the example. First of all, we have to see this example. Set counter, in out there is counter parameter and increment. Okay, set counter is equal to counter plus increment. Suppose if we specify counter 0 and increment 1, if we call this procedure at one time, then what will happen? Counter 0 plus 1. Now what is value of counter? 1. If you again call this procedure, we specify counter 1 and increment 2, then what will be the answer? 3. Okay, I am going to explain it with example. Discard it. Let us take new query. Delimiter $, delimiter semicolon. Okay, create procedure counter, in which first is in out, second is in, count integer, in increment integer. Okay, then begin and dollar dollar set increment counter. Okay, now our variable is counter is equal to counter plus increment. Okay, done. Execute it. It is created and compiled successfully. Now I'm going to call it. Before the call, I want to specify two variables. Select at count is equal to 0, set at that increment equal to 1. I'm going to call this procedure, call increment counter, past, specify at count at increment. Okay, then select at count. Okay, we got one answer. Now I'm going to call this procedure. What will be the answer? Think about it. Okay, first of all, in this case, when this stored procedure call execute, after the execution of this stored procedure, what will be the counter value? 1. After then, when this stored procedure will execute, during that time already counter value is count variable value is 1. Okay, it will pass as a 1 in increment 1, then output will be 2, here 1. Now count value is 2, output is 3, then output will get. Okay, specify set or have to change, delete this. Output must be 3. You will get once you practice it. Okay, this is the problem. Okay, 3. If I change the count value, four, then what will be the output? 4 1 5 5 1 6. Okay, I hope you might get it. Once you practice, then you will definitely get it. And still, if you will have a query, then ask me in the comment section. Now, okay, there is, I have not created any real-time data related example, but I want to create now. I want to give real-time data related example of this in-out parameter mode. Suppose, let me check it. Payment, not product lines, not product lines. Okay, okay, okay. I'm going to create one stored procedure by using in-out parameter mode, in which from the employee number it will give the reporting manager of the particular employee. Okay, so that I'm going to create delimiter dollar dollar delimiter semicolon create procedure. What is the name of this procedure? Report manager. We have to specify the employee number as a in parameter mode. Sorry, we will only use in out parameter mode. number int 11 begin and dollar dollar. Now select reports to this column. Select reports to and store into number from which table? Employee. Employees where employee number equal to number. Okay. In this case, this number here work as a input. In this case, here it works as an output. So likewise, in and out mode can be used. Okay. Now call this stored procedure. Call 1076 call report manager. How to specify 1076? It must be 1002. Okay, answer must be 1002. For that, set at that number equal to 100002. I have to pass that number. It will change to report whom this employee reports. Then select add number. Okay, I'm getting null. Why null? Let me check it on table. One zero seven six. Okay, I did mistake. 6 delete. Okay, it is 1002. So I hope you might get the concept of in-out parameter mode. So in today's session we have learned how to drop a stored procedure. Then I gave you an example of in parameter mode, in, out and in out with different examples. Also I have an assignment for you as a homework. You have to create a stored procedure to list out all the details of employee using its office code, using in mode. Then you have to count the number of employees using its office code using out mode. Then you have to create stored procedure to design decrement counter using in out mode. Thank you. If you have still any questions regarding this session, then you can ask me in the comment section.